So I'm watching Donovan Sharp, who I recommend, um, at least for his red pill awareness talk. I have contended with the idea of Donovan Sharp promoting a book which tells men how to sort of train their women and things like that. I think that's a cope. Obviously, the red pill, the unvarnished red pill, unfiltered red pill, will really train men on what female nature really is at its core, right? Women are only um, loyal and committed to a man who is the best that they can get from hypergamy. Women only commit and are loyal to a man who is the highest value and quality man they can get. So it has nothing to do with love. There's that is not in the equation. Love under those circumstances is a byproduct of the fact that she knows she can't get anyone better. So therefore she loves this man in a selfish way that she knows that she can't get anyone better. And I was talking to somebody about the example of Melania Trump and how people were saying, I don't understand why Melania Trump stays with Donald because he's such a, you know, misogynistic asshole because he talks about assaulting women, sexually assaulting women, grabbing them by the pussy. Um, he talks about how easy it is to move on women when you have money because you're a celebrity and they'll let you do anything, which is true, right? So Donald Trump is a crass man. He's a very, um, you know, he's basically a jerk. He's a very blunt man who's an asshole. He's a narcissistic asshole. The only reason I like him is because liberals hate him, and I think liberals are ruining our country. Okay, progressives and Democrats with their nutty PC culture and identity politics, and it's just sad what they're doing to our country. Um, that's the only reason I like Trump. But Trump is an asshole. He's an obvious jerk, and so people wonder why is Melania with Trump? I don't understand, and it's pretty obvious. He's rich. He's filthy freaking rich, and she's a pinup model, and she wanted to come to America and live a lavish lifestyle. This is what women want. This is female nature, and it's definitely in degrees. I'll give women that. Not all women are, super gold diggers, but it's there in female nature to whatever extent. Now, someone like Melania is an extreme example. We do have extreme examples, and unfortunately, people always jump to the extremes and they think, oh, okay, well, because there's these extreme gold diggers out there like Melania and these Hollywood harlots who are in these housewives of Bel Air or whatever, these women who are just straight up only chasing rich men. They think, oh well, those are the gold diggers, and the other women are normal. When they don't realize that that is a part of female nature. It's a part of female nature to seek out men with resources. That's just a part of it. Now it's degrees. It goes in degrees. There are some women who do seek out men for quote unquote love, or they seek out men for quote unquote, you know, mutual relationships, etc. But it's guaranteed that in the back of their mind, in the back of their goal, their list of goals, is a man who has his stuff together. That's just female nature. And what that really means is a man who can provide, a man who has resources. Providership is a part of female attraction, okay? The problem with that is that not every man can provide, first of all. Second of all, a man is subject to losing his providership, meaning we can at any time lose our jobs or get sick and not be able to take care of our woman. And guess what happens when that happens? The women leave us. Okay, finances is a top 3 reason for divorce. And it ain't because there's too much finances, it's because there's too little finances. So she wants to live a certain type of lifestyle. That's in her female nature. And a lot of women settle. A lot of women are like, okay, this is good enough. I've got my job and he's got his job, but together we're pooling our resources. This is good enough. But guess what? If he loses that his job, if he's unable to support her, then he becomes unattractive because he's a bum, right? Quote unquote, right? He's not doing it. He's not bringing anything to the table. And a man's worth is only so much as his resources. And this is where we get into this real oppression of men is men are utility. Men are only as good as what they can provide. Men are only as good as what they can bring to the table as far as success is concerned. So when it comes to Melania Trump or even Hillary Clinton, why did Hillary Clinton stay with Bill? Oh, it's because she really loves Bill. Melania really loves Trump. No, it's because of hypergamy. Now, I'm not. It's not to say maybe Melania does love Trump. Maybe Hillary does love Bill. But guaranteed that hypergamy is mixed in there. If she, or excuse me, if he didn't have all that success, if he didn't have those credentials and he cheated, she'd be gone. Because this is what women do all the time. They get in relationships with these guys, and then the guy cheats, and it's over, and then they're done. The reason why they're done is because they know they can get someone better. Okay? If you can't stick around after your partner cheats, your love, your love is an issue. Okay? Now, that's definitely up for debate, but if you really, really love someone and they cheated, say, oh, you know what, I got horny, I made a mistake, I still love you, can you please forgive me? Okay, but if they're a serial cheater, if they just went out and cheated and they're a dog, if they're just like, that's all they do, then yeah, you just get the fuck out and you're like, no, I'm not going to take this. Okay, so here's the thing though, women are only loyal insofar as their bread is buttered, and even then they're not really loyal, and that's why I started talking about Donovan Sharp, because he was talking about, or hit one of his latest videos, okay, which I do like his stuff, I do follow his stuff, I do recommend you guys to follow his stuff. He was showing an example of a woman who cheated on her husband, and she felt bad for it because he didn't do anything wrong. He's a good guy, right? So you'll hear this a lot of times. You'll hear women say things like, I don't want to cheat on my boyfriend because he's such a good guy. And that's actual real guilt. That's real guilt there. See, as humans, we have something called a conscience. And our conscience tells us between right and wrong. We steal something, our conscience feels bad. We cheat on our partner, we feel bad about it. That's our conscience which says, you know what, that was wrong, you shouldn't have done that, you're wrong. Of course, nowadays, people don't even have a conscience anymore, and they just do whatever they want with, don't think about the consequences, or even don't care about how they hurt other people. That's a serious problem, actually. When people don't follow their conscience is when they're having a serious problem. But most people don't, and most people override their conscience because they're selfish and because they want something that they probably shouldn't have, or they want something that they didn't earn, etc. Right? And then they overthrow their conscience. So when a woman cheats on a man, obviously she shouldn't do that. When a man cheats on a woman, obviously he shouldn't do that, right? But you'll hear this a lot with women. You'll hear this, oh, he's a good guy, I don't want to hurt him, I shouldn't. But they, in their heart, they want to go cheat, they want to go sleep around, they want their cake and eat it too. And I hear that as well. A lot of women saying, like, I want a relationship, but I also want sex on the side. And this whole polyamorous bullshit lifestyle, which is really just having your cake and eating it too. You want love from multiple partners. There's something wrong with you where you can't just love one person. What it really is lust when you boil it down. What that really is lust. And so we have this polyamory sort of promotion in today's world, where people are like, oh, polyamory is totally cool. And so and again, that's just lust. That's just you being excessive with sex. If you want love, if you want a relationship, then you need to be faithful to that person. Choose. You have a choice. You can say, oh, okay, I want to go have sex with a bunch of people. I want to be a slut. Go do that then, okay? go do that. But don't have a guy at home, because that's not fair to him. That's you're hurting that, you're hurting the sanctity of what real love and a real relationship is. But I question whether or not women care. Um, so at the end of the day, these this woman Donovan Sharp was talking about, she was saying, I feel so bad for cheating on my husband because he's so nice. He's such a good person. I feel bad. So if he wasn't nice, if he was an asshole, she would totally feel okay with cheating on him. She would have no qualms with that, because he's not a prince to her. He doesn't treat her great. So she totally be so it doesn't have anything to do with principles. It just has to do with how she's feeling and how she's being treated. This is how that female emotion goes. And this is why I say you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife, because they're always going to have that proclivity to go sleep around. And if the opportunity arises, if the right guy comes along with the right game and he looks good or whatever, and she wants to fuck him, okay, she's going to do that. She's going to forget about her sanctity, whatever. Because here's the thing. How I was talking about hypergamy before, and Melania and Donald Trump and ever, I look at Melania and I think, I'll bet Melania cheats. And she's probably okay with cheating. And here's why. Here's why women are often okay with cheating. Because they're not in a very strong relationship to begin with. When you choose relationships because of hypergamy, when you choose relationships because you like a guy's for his resources and for his money, then that's not a solid foundation, a solid love foundation for a relationship. A relationship should have a solid love bond as the foundation of the relationship. If your relationship is based on hypergamy, it's going to be easy for you to cheat, because you don't have that strong love bond anyways. Yeah, you'll probably feel guilty because he's such a good guy and woo woo woo, but in reality, you don't really love him that much, because you're choosing him for hypergamy. You're choosing him for his resources, for his money, so therefore it's easy for you to cheat. If you really had a strong love bond with him, you probably wouldn't even want to cheat. Not to say you wouldn't look at a guy and say, oh, that's an attractive guy, but because of your love, you wouldn't.